I will have a look at both those matters and respond directly to the member. Point of order.
I do have a matter that is more directly related to the functioning of the House, Mr Speaker, and that is to do with interim answers to written parliamentary questions. Under the standing orders and Speaker's rulings, ministers can give an interim answer only where there is substantial collation required for an answer. We've seen a pattern in the last week or two where ministers are giving interim answers to a wide range of written parliamentary questions and potentially deferring the obligation to provide an answer until after the period in which the Parliament is dissolved, which means that they then won't be answered. The opposition has an obvious concern about that, and that we think that ministers should supply an answer if it can be given and consistent with the public interest, and should only be using those interim replies if they cannot collate the information in the time frame available. And if they are giving an interim reply, they should certainly give an indication as to when that information is likely to be available. We've had examples where ministers have given a reply saying that they will make the information available when they can. The member has then gone back and said, when will that be? And they've given another answer that says, when I get around to it, or when I can, without giving any specificity around when that will be. Clearly there's an agenda there to defer it. We want to make sure that that information is released before the election.
That is a very important part of our democratic process, and I assure the member I will look at that immediately after question time and hopefully be in a position to make a more substantial ruling to the House tomorrow. Question number 1. The Right Honourable Winston Peters.
Mr Speaker, this question is to the Prime Minister and asks,